Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Inspo Pod with me, Bethany. You know my name by now. And we've got the lovely Katriana with us today.
Hi
Gorgeous,
everyone.
gorgeous. Let's introduce. Actually, first, let's tell the listeners what we're drinking.
So we've
Lovely glass
got
of red.
Sainsbury's Local's finest red. What we cheersing
From
to?
Sainsbury's finest. To women's rights.
To
Cheers to
women's
women's
rights.
rights. And cheers if you're watching on YouTube. Introduction. Kat, I'll tell the listeners who you are. If there's anything you want to add, let us know. Pride feminist, corporate girly. This is how I would describe you.
I'm fascinated.
Fellow activist. Love it.
I
Anything
think
you want to
you, I
add?
think you've summed that up quite well. Yeah, thank you.
Great.
I'm so honoured to be here.
Thank you.
See
I'm
you
honoured
in
to
your
have you.
element.
I'm honoured to have you. And we're matching. We are
I know
matching.
that
Love
wasn't even
that.
planned.
And the wine. We're matching the wine.
What a gorgeous aesthetic, I have to say.
Loving it, loving it. It's really nice to do an in-person episode, actually. This is lovely, and I hope it's good for the listeners as well, or the watchers. Little overview of the episode, all about feminism, women's rights, women's health, why it's so important. We both feel like this is a really important topic to discuss at the moment. We're going to talk about Kat's activism, where that started, what she's done, because I know I'm super proud of everything you've achieved, so and continue to achieve. And we're both a lover of activism and bigging up the girlies,
Yeah.
feminism all the way. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover abortion rights, reproductive rights, all that kind of jazz. We're going to delve into it. So, yeah, it's going to be a good episode, guys. If you're a man listening, I respect you. Stay tuned.
Stick with us.
No, because it's really important. And your girlfriend, future girlfriend, wife, whatever, daughters will love you for this. So stay tuned. Women, we got you. So why is women's rights so important to us? I feel like we're going to start with that.
Great question. And I feel like actually it's a big reason why we connected initially is
Yes.
women's rights. So
Yeah.
we obviously lived together
Yeah.
and
Oh, we didn't say that actually. That's my fault. That's how we met.
yeah,
We lived together
we lived
nearly a year.
together. Yeah.
Welcome, girlies.
True, it's nearly been a year, which is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, one of the many qualities that like drew me to you was like your passion for women's rights
Yeah.
and activism in
Likewise.
general. Like we will often just be in the living room yapping away about the Green
Slagging off men.
Party
No, I'm
or
joking.
trans rights or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we really connected in that way. So to be able to do what we do anyway in this format is great.
Exactly. Basically, we just love to chat shit and support women. Yeah. I feel as well at the moment, politics, like you just mentioned, the Green Party, is really big at the moment. Like,
Mm.
I feel like women's rights are getting affected and women's rights are almost hanging in the balance. I feel like we're kind of regressing a little bit.
I feel like it's such a scary time right now
Yeah.
in politics and especially for women's rights. Like the
Yeah.
rise of AI tools, being able to create like deep fake sexual content
Terrifying.
without women's
Terrifying.
consent. You've got online spaces like the manosphere that reduce like a woman's value to her
Yeah.
body. Like
Yeah.
this is all the kind of backdrop to this conversation. And I think
Yeah.
conversations around like women's rights, especially reproductive rights and like a woman's bodily autonomy is so
So
important
important.
right
Yeah.
now.
No, I agree. I think in a lot of ways we've gone really far forward in recent years, but I feel like at the moment, in some ways, we're going backwards, and it's quite scary, which is why I think it's really important. I think we're in a bit of a like pivotal point, and it's like quite a scary time. So I think the more conversation we can have, the better.
Yeah.
The more we can bring this into conversation, the better. So yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
really
definitely. And like you mentioned abortion before, and I think a lot of people always say like, well, abortion's legal in the UK. Like, why is it important to
mm,
still talk about it and still important to fight about it?
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's legal up until 24 weeks
yeah.
on the condition that you get signatures from two doctors, I think. So like
Oh,
it's legal within those parameters.
yeah,
So I think it's yeah, important to kind of think about that.
yeah.
Um,
I think as well, aside from like the legality of it, there's also still a lot of stigma around it.
Oh, a million
Like there's a lot of
percent.
judgment, there's a lot of stigma. There's still a lot of lack of accountability, I feel, from men. And I know a lot of younger men that get into that scenario. I think just because they're not talking about it, they don't know about it, they're like, oh my God, I don't want to, I'm not going to support her. Just leave you on your own kind of vibe. And I think that's why it's really important to keep talking about it because we shouldn't have this stigma around it. We need to all know like what the reasons are that women have. Like it can, I don't know, it's got loads of reasons, why people get it done. So I think it's really important.
Yeah,
Cool.
100%.
Yeah. Keep like being like, what are we talking about? I will cut all of this out. Do you want to talk about personal experiences with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, on top of that, I know we've both had personal experiences with this.
Mm,
Um, I myself, I've never said this on an episode before, but I've had two abortions myself. Are you happy to share your
yeah.
experience? Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's like a big reason why like I'm here today is that these conversations are so important. Like the more we kind of speak about our experiences, I've had an abortion too, and
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that you have. It just helps normalize it. Like the reality
Yeah.
is so many women in your life, in our lives have had abortions, your
Yeah.
friends, your housemates, your parents, your neighbors, like your colleagues. The experience is out there and exists. We just don't talk about it because of the
Yeah.
stigma. So like, yeah, in my case, like I was actually on using contraception. I was on the pill, taking it every day.
Yeah.
And like you always do, like we've all been there, I took one late. And
Yeah.
it's funny because even when I've been in long-term relationships and like been using the contraceptive pill, like you take one late and then nothing ever happens. Nothing ever
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And then it was this one case, yeah, took a late pill and fell pregnant. And it was such a scary time because
Yeah.
you don't hear about what to do in that kind of situation at school. There's
No, you
so
have to
much
just
stigma
Google it
around it.
yourself, just like you kind of feel like you're on your own.
Yeah, you 100% feel like you're on your own. And that's why I feel so strongly about talking about it because I was
Yeah.
Googling it and there was no women like my age or that looked like me. There was like some kind of American stories, but I was like, God, am I the only person to be in this situation? I
Yeah.
was terrified. And then went to like the sexual health clinic and had such a bad experience there. Like really judgmental nurse.
Oh, yeah.
And this isn't, I'm not kind of, I know it's like such a tough job, but like to
Yeah.
be treated like that you're just a sort of another number. And like
Yeah.
I'd never done a pregnancy test before. And I remember she just handed it to me and was like, all right, walk down the corridor and we on the end of that, yeah? And I was just like,
So matter
oh,
of fact.
like,
There you go.
and I was just like this shaky, young, like shell of myself. And
Yeah.
then I remember she was like tap tap tapping on her computer whilst we were waiting for these results, and it felt like
Feels like the
3 hours,
longest time.
literally.
Yeah.
And she was just like tap tap tapping away, and then she like looked at me and went, "You're pregnant, yeah?" And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Right,
This is the thing as well, though. I
okay,
feel like for them it's so normal because they see it every day.
yeah,
But I feel like we're trying to normalize the conversation here, but we don't like a lot of women don't realize how many other women have had it because people don't talk about it
yeah,
enough. And because of the stigma, I understand why people don't talk about it enough, why some women don't want to discuss it. Judgment from family, judgment from, men, judgment from society. So probably a lot of women that you, me, everyone knows have had this, and we just are not aware because it's not talked about enough.
yeah, exactly."
So
I think the official stat is 1 in 3 women in the UK have had an abortion. So,
that's
like, if
crazy.
you imagine the next time you're in like a public space and look around and actually
Yeah.
think about how many people that is,
Yeah.
it's so many. And had I have heard these stories growing up, it would have like
You would have felt more
demystified it. Yeah,
comfortable.
100%.
Yeah.
And even like going back to like that experience I had in the sexual health clinic, I was kind of like, right, so what do I do now? And she like wrote down this number on like a ripped piece of paper and then like gave it to me and she was like, just call them. And like no eye
Oh,
contact or anything.
brutal.
I know, I know, it was savage.
Okay.
And that just contributes to it
Yeah.
feeling like I'm
And
do
how old were you, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in my early 20s. I think I was like 23, 24,
Yeah.
which, is a perfectly normal not that there's, I don't want to get into like normal and not normal ages of getting pregnant, but
Yeah,
you're an adult, like you're entitled to have a child or not have a child. Like
yeah,
it's yeah, I felt hugely judged.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it is your choice. And what I find interesting about this, though, is like you said, you were doing the right things. You were taking your contraception.
Mm,
You were doing that, which was your choice, and it didn't work.
yeah,
And that happens more often than you think. You know, doctors will just say, "Oh, just take this," and that so many women get put on the pill at such a young age.
yeah.
And I've also seen it the other way as well. As my listeners will know, I have PCOS. I talk about it a lot. And for a lot of women with PCOS, we can't have children. And I know of women who have been told by a doctor, "Oh, you've got PCOS, you can't have kids." So they've then come off the pill
Mm,
and then ended up in this scenario. So, there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misinformation. And yeah, I just think we all need to have more of a conversation about it,
yeah,
for
the
sure.
lived experience exists like
Yeah.
in the
No point
women
denying
in your
it.
community. Yeah,
Might as
it
well talk
exists.
about
And like if we'll
it.
help each other out by talking about
Yeah,
it, like story by story, conversation by conversation, share by share, we're
exactly.
demystifying it and like helping
Yeah.
each other out.
Because the sad reality is this is going to happen, things are going
Yeah,
to happen. Unwanted pregnancy is going to happen. Things are going to fail. Things aren't going to work as they should. People don't want a child. Lots of different, there's so many, I'm not going to go into them, so many nuances.
yeah,
It's going to happen. So for me, I feel we should be talking about it to make when it happens comfortable for the
yeah,
women because it's already a shit scenario. And I think a lot of the narrative from maybe politics or, certain men is, oh, women are just decided they don't want kids and like they're just da, 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 da. Like
but that's the other thing that frustrates
also we
me.
can decide that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing that frustrates me. And I think
But
going through my own abortion really taught me this. Is like
yeah,
how
we have a
one-sided it
choice.
is. We have a choice, but how one-sided going through a pregnancy termination
Yeah,
is. Like it's us that has to go to the clinic. It's us that has to take the time off work. It's us that has to go through the actual procedure. It's us that has to carry the burden
yeah,
of like, should I tell my mum? Should I tell my friends? Should I this? Am I? It's us who starts to like self-judge. Like,
yeah.
whereas the male partner, in my case and in many cases,
Hmm.
actually decided they wanted nothing to do with the situation. And it's easy for them to just kind of
Yeah,
decide that. But then when I hear men having such strong opinions that are anti-abortion, it really just does make me question how qualified are you to be
yeah.
speaking on something that is such a predominantly female experience.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. And I think as well, because it's such a common experience and there's so many nuances to it, it's difficult anyway. Like, I think like it's underplayed how difficult that scenario is. Even if it's your choice to not have a child and that's just your choice, it's still difficult. It's
Yeah.
not easy. It's
Oh,
not you just go, I can't be bothered, I don't want it. It's like, oh my God, I'm in this scenario. I need to think about what my life's going to look like either way. I need to think about my health. There's health issues involved as well, all these different things. So I think, why are we not making it easier for women in these scenarios? Because it's already difficult.
yeah, it's so
Like,
difficult. And like my personal reasons for not going through is like I wasn't emotionally ready,
yeah,
financially ready
yeah,
to have a child, and it's
yeah,
always going to be a considered decision from the person who's
yeah.
pregnant.
It's not a flippant decision. I think it can be said like, oh, women are just making these flippant decisions. We're not.
No, it's
We're not.
and like for me, there are certain times in the year that are like trigger points for me now. So like, the time of year that I fell pregnant can still be sensitive, or like the year that I
See,
would
it's
have
tough.
the month that I would have given birth. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes I
yeah.
reflect like, God, I would have had like a
Yeah, it's tough.
yeah, it's really tough. But I think also having said that, if your experience is that actually it was flippant and it was an easy decision for you, I think that's okay too. Because at
Yeah,
the
it
end of the
shouldn't be
day,
pushed.
it's healthcare. Like abortion should be
Yeah,
healthcare. Like you should be able to walk into
yeah,
somewhere on your high street, a health space, and be able to make that decision and have access to that care because it's your body.
yeah. I agree. That's a strong statement.
Yeah.
Strong statement there, I love it.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. Um, Okay. Well, do you want to talk more about abortion or should we get on to other topics that you've worked
Let's get
in?
into it,
Shall
girl.
we?
Let's get into
Okay. So we got
it.
a bit heavy there, but it's really important. I feel like it's some really, really important discussion to have. And as I always say on every episode, if you've got experiences or you want to share or you want to, feedback or get in touch, please do. Because it's a safe space. And this is it's a really tough topic to talk about for a lot of women. But let's go back a little bit.
Hmm.
Let's go backwards to good old days of university. I
Yes.
know for me they were very fun days.
Yeah.
Because I am of the understanding that that is when your sort of activism and that kind of started with you and when you
Yeah.
got into it and yeah,
Yeah,
tell
definitely.
us more.
So I went to university in Liverpool.
Lovely, great city.
Such a great city. Oh my God. One of my favorite places. And very politically kind of charged city, very proudly left wing, like
Yeah,
traditionally a Labour
very inclusive,
city. Yeah.
very welcoming. I've always thought that about Liverpool, like very, yeah.
What a place. And I was a kind of like a Londoner. It was my first experience going up north and living in a place like that, much smaller city.
Yeah,
I was kind of exposed to a lot of left-wing politics for the first time and kind of forced to have an opinion on it.
yeah,
So I think by nature, like I'm like feminism and activism was like almost inevitable for me because I'm a really, really passionate person.
yeah,
And even like growing up, I was raised Catholic. So like
yeah,
was kind of given very like traditional views about gender roles. But
yeah,
even like in my early years, I kind of saw those challenged. So like my dad was a single parent for a while and would do what's considered quite conventionally female roles like cook and clean and sew my uniform
good
when it
for
had been
him.
ripped. Yeah,
Yeah,
we love. Even
yes. What's his name?
his name's Diego.
Yes,
We
Diego.
love Diego. Even my mum challenged that as well. She was like the higher earner in the family. So like I kind of saw that challenge, which kind of from a very young age planted the idea in my head that, right, well, these gender roles are just made up. Like
Yeah,
you can totally be whatever you want to be and express your gender how you like. And then that really kind of fired up at uni. So like one of the first pieces of activism I did was like lead the campaign so that we had free period products on campus because
love that.
it enraged me that we were getting
I
taxed on
mean,
period
it
products.
enrages me.
Yeah,
It enrages me that you have to
enraged.
pay for it.
I think
Sorry, if men had periods, it'd be free. I'm sorry.
like
I'm sorry.
there's little things like I don't think men pay tax on their razors. They're tax free. And it's something weird
I
as well,
always buy
like
men's razors, by the way. Top tip, girls. Buy for my legs and everywhere else. I buy men's razors because they are cheaper and they tend to be better, in my opinion.
and tax free maybe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's something weird like crocodile meat is tax free. Like the list is crazy if you look it up.
What?
I know it's so random,
Love it.
but tampons and sanitary towels are taxed, and I was like,
Yeah,
well, that's ridiculous.
it's
So led
crazy.
that, got a real taste for it, and then kind of started volunteering with lots of different women's groups in Liverpool that
Nice.
were run by locals. So like what was Homeless Period Liverpool at the time, we would make period packs for homeless people.
That's amazing. Because I've always wondered, like, what do they do? Like, it's so tough.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a dignity thing.
food is one thing, that's a necessity, right? Homeless people need food. But
Mm,
for me, this is also a necessity because you have periods, you can't stop them.
yeah,
You need to
yeah.
eat, but you also need to, it's a necessity at the end of the day.
Homeless or not, like if you walk into a public bathroom, you're provided with free loo roll, free hand soap.
Quite often free
There's
condoms,
free, co-
sometimes.
there's a free sanitary towel bin, yet the items themselves aren't provided. Like,
Yeah,
think
it's
about
crazy.
that. Like,
It's
it's,
crazy.
and I don't know how many hundreds of pounds we spend on average a year on these products, but
Oh my God, I wish I got this statistic. That's the wine.
yeah.
Before the episode. So I think it's something like 20,000 in your lifetime or something,
Which is
or
crazy.
200,000,
Yeah.
something crazy in your lifetime. We can look this up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money because I remember telling my male friend about it the other day, and I was like, "Do you know this is how much we spend?" And he was like, "Oh, it's insane, insane."
Yeah, it's crazy. And yes, was involved in little projects like that. And this was before I had my own kind of personal experience of abortion.
Yeah.
Um, a friend and I co-founded the Pro-Choice Society.
Yes, I want to hear more about
So
this.
basically, some like the pro-life society was formed first on campus by some religious students.
Yeah,
And they were saying some outraging things about like women's rights.
I
And
can guess.
yeah. My response, I guess, was to challenge that by creating like a space and a group of people, and we would organize protests on campus,
Love that.
debates. We had a Facebook. Facebook was like a lot more popular back in those days.
Back in the old, we're
Fucking
old.
right there.
We're in our 30s, don't
Um,
judge.
and yeah, we would really push that messaging out. Um, and it was so I've always been like really kind of active
Yeah,
in those spaces and like really staunchly pro-choice even before I
yeah,
had my own experience. And then yeah, when I did, it's kind of like one of those things where you think you never think that's going to happen to you,
yeah.
but
That's so true.
it did.
I love that. I love that I hate the word activist because I feel like some people are like, oh my God, you're an activist. Oh, that's a bit much. But like, I love it. I think, why is everyone not an activist? Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
love it. How many protests have you been to? I just
Oh,
wanted to ask this.
it's
I'm sure the
I
listeners
don't
are
think I
curious.
could count it, but like recent
Oh,
I
okay, you've
don't
been to more
think
than me then.
yeah, like get like the BLM Black Lives Matter
Yeah,
protests, a lot of the
yeah,
kind of pro-Palestine protests in London, the Sarah Everard protest, like at the height of the
yeah.
pandemic, that was
We'll get
huge.
onto that in a minute as well.
Like Repeal the Eighth protests, like it kind of the list goes on. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to count.
Do you know, I love the feeling of being at a protest. I think so many people are scared of them. I know, I think this is quite common for the older generations as well. My grandparents are very fearful and they're like, oh my God, there's a protest, stay away, stay home, it's not safe. For me personally, and I understand it's not going to be the same for everyone, for some people it might be overwhelming, but for me personally, standing in amongst a group of people that share your values and share your views and standing for something feels so good.
Yeah,
And a lot of protests as well, protests can be seen because the ones that are on the news can be seen as quite violent or
yeah,
aggressive. And a lot of protests I've been to, there's music, it's community, it's people coming together, it's people supporting each other, people are laughing, they're like giving each other drinks, everyone's there for a common cause. And I find them so almost therapeutic.
they
Am I
are.
a psycho?
No, you've summed that up really well. Like it's such a cathartic
It's a
release.
community feeling,
Yeah, it's the
I
coming
think.
together of a community.
Yeah,
It's a release, and I think there's like, resistance doesn't always have to be a struggle, or like revolution doesn't always have to
yeah,
be anger driven. Like resistance can look like joy, resistance can look like dancing in the street,
yeah,
resistance can look like singing with your peers in the community, like, and that is like the sexiness of a protest.
yeah,
It's really joyful and it should be. And
yeah,
if you've never been to one, I would recommend if there's something you feel
yeah,
strongly about, like especially if you live in a big city or close to one,
yeah,
um, definitely try and take it off because it can be like a quite a magical
definitely.
atmosphere.
Even if you're scared, just go near it. If you know it's going to be in a certain place, just go near and just observe and then like gradually integrate yourself. I remember I was actually on a Black Lives Matter
Mm,
protest in London a few years back. And I kind of took a wrong turn and ended up in a completely different protest. I didn't
really?
realize there was two happening on the same day, and it was for trans lives. And
Mm.
I was like, oh, I don't think I'm meant to be here. And I almost felt a little bit out of my depth. And I very quickly felt very comfortable and was like, oh, actually, I think that it's really important that I'm here today. And it felt like the universe had kind of, my listeners now, I'm very like, oh, the universe. What's meant to be will be. But I felt like at the end of the day, I felt like the universe had put me in that space for a reason because I think I've grown up in a very small town, maybe not around
Mm.
people that I should be around, and just almost a little bit fearful of that kind of space, but still supportive of it. But being in that space with those people, it just made me feel like, okay, this is great. And I felt like I was contributing, I felt very safe, I felt very supportive and supported at the same time. And it was just like
So
amazing.
interesting. I know this is your podcast, but like I'm just curious, like,
No, ask
so
me. Go on.
yeah, like
Yeah, flip the switch.
how do you think then activism when did it become so important to you? So like you mentioned you grew up in a small
Ooh.
town and like
Yeah,
maybe you weren't exposed to many of things that like say someone growing up in London was, for example. So like
yeah.
why is it so important to you and how did that start?
Oh, that's a good question. I do actually have a very deep answer to this.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I've been through a lot of therapy.
Tell us
As you know, I've
everything.
done a lot of therapy.
Get comfortable.
So through therapy, I've learned, and my ex-partner will actually, he was the first one that brought this to my attention. I'm always kind of there for the underdog. Like I'm always supporting the smaller groups of people that don't get as much representation as they
Mm,
should. And that stems from a childhood of feeling very like I wasn't heard. So I've always been like, okay, well, I'm going to look at other people that aren't heard and why. My thought process has always been if, just as an example, let's talk about, I don't know, racism, for example. If only Black people stood up for Black people's rights, would there be change?
mm,
Not necessarily. It's dependent on other people to support them in their protesting, in their fight for their rights before change can necessarily happen. I think we should all be fighting for other people. You shouldn't just think about yourself and your own
mm.
people like you.
Allyship, right?
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. That's why you're here.
Oh,
Just support me in my words.
that was
Um,
beautiful.
but yeah, I just think like I've very much got this mindset of what I don't like selfishness. I don't like, oh well, I'm a white woman, so I'm only going to talk about white women. No, 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 no. Like let's support each other. Like the world is beautiful when different types of people come together.
Mm,
And for me, that's why that protest I accidentally walked into was so important because I wasn't grown up. That's the wine again. I wasn't brought up around a lot of gay people, a lot of trans people,
yeah.
and I knew I supported them, but it was still slightly uncomfortable for me. And I think being around those people really just made me more aware that when there's diversity in people in general, like life is beautiful, you know? The world is
Yeah.
beautiful. Like diversity makes the world. If we're all the same, it's fucking boring, let me tell you. Like
Yeah, I
it's
couldn't
dull.
agree more. And I think like as a really proud Londoner, that is like my favorite thing about this city
Oh,
and
I love it.
why I feel so privileged to have grown up here because I think the diversity of people here in
Yeah,
terms of like every possibility from like religion to gender
yeah,
to age to like everything, spirituality, all of it.
yeah.
And being exposed to that from such a young age and the harmony between all those groups of people in this city is like my favorite thing about it. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people where I grew up are very scared of it and it's very, oh my God, how do you live in London? There's so many different people.
Mm.
And my response to that is, and it's great. I love meeting new people. I love going into a shop and meeting, Spanish person, someone from Mexico, someone from wherever, and just learning about their culture, learning about their struggles or, what makes their culture amazing. I just love learning in general.
Yeah, you're a
I'm
curious
like,
person.
yeah, and I think we all should be like, if
Yeah.
everyone was curious instead of fearful or
Mm.
instead of full of hate, the world would be a better place.
Well said.
We've digressed from women's rights,
Here's to
but
that. Just
but
a curiosity.
yes, and everyone's rights. Let's get back to women's rights.
I'm dry. I'm dry, girl.
No one likes being dry. You'll all have
Thank
listened to
you.
my episode on sex
Oh,
positivity. So yeah, no one likes being dry. We know that.
no, definitely not.
So I love talking about how you got into activism and all that kind of
Mm.
thing. It's really interesting. Um, I said this at the beginning, but I think, this is what, well, you said this actually, this is what we kind of bonded on. And I think you're an amazing person. And you've also had a few little TV appearances
Yes.
or like appearances in the media from this. So tell us about that.
So, yeah, I guess I mentioned the Sarah Everard protest
Yeah,
before. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with that, it was a case in the peak of the pandemic where a woman walking home across Clapham Common, which is local to us,
yeah,
um, was
very close
kidnapped.
to home.
Yeah, kidnapped and sexually assaulted and killed by a police officer.
Yeah,
And that came out and obviously caused like outrage. So in a time where we should have been like isolating, um, thousands of people, predominantly women, gathered in Clapham Common, to stage a peaceful protest. Um,
emphasis on peaceful. I
yeah,
remember this. I wish I was there. Sadly, I wasn't there, but it was so peaceful, and this is what angered me so much with the media coverage of it, because it was really
it
peaceful
was peaceful, and I think
and
we were.
necessary.
It was so necessary. Like the people, the system that is ultimately meant to protect us and enforce safety, was doing the total opposite. And it isn't the first time that we've heard of cases like this. And in front of us, in front of all of us peaceful protesters, it quickly turned violent from the police side. Innocent activists were manhandled, pushed to the floor. It yeah was really difficult to watch. And then yeah, it turned into quite a hostile
Yeah.
place. And there's just a picture of me that was like
Google it.
on
It's
the
a great
on
picture.
the front of the Metro. This was like a new free newspaper in London. It's me like this, like. And I've got like a big sign saying she was just walking home, and I'm like, I'm wearing, those masks we used to have to
Yeah.
wear. It's like pulled down, and I'm like screaming, like, get off
She's basically the face of activism. Let's be.
it! So yeah, that's not my cutest hour, but
No, but I think
there we
that's really
go.
that I actually think that's really cool in a weird way.
Thank you.
No, it is. It is like I think you're displaying on your face how all of those people are feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a tough time.
it was a really hard time. And I guess, yeah, also after having experienced an abortion, so the charity Mary Stopes International funded mine. And just since then, I've worked really closely with them as a volunteer, kind of doing article pieces and like TV appearances. And yeah, was on Channel 5 News talking
Yeah.
about my appearance, but more interestingly and funnily actually. So I mentioned the other 50% who was involved in that pregnancy, um, who kind of shied away from it all, received a call from me. um, Asking him to like also provide quotes for articles and share his opinion because I think that's important too.
Good. So we should.
Also asked him to donate. It was like £330 to the
Good.
charity, I think, because I think at the time that was the value of the procedure. So he wanted to or not, but has also been contributing to
Well, good. So
yeah,
good. This is the other thing as well, though. Even though we get free healthcare, it does cost something to someone. Like
yeah,
the taxpayer's paying for it. So,
yeah,
man, cough up.
yeah. Dig deep, boys.
And then do you mind sharing, like, if you guys want to find this video, there's a lovely video of Kat when she's younger, doing a little interview. It's actually really good to watch.
Oh.
Where can they find it?
So yeah, if you just Google like Katriana, Mary Stopes, Channel 5 on YouTube, it will come up.
There you go. There you go. Give it a watch.
So yeah, just to I
Flip the
guess
switch.
flip the script again. Um,
Go on, hit me.
so you've explained why like activism and kind of liberal views are important to you, but why specifically women's rights and why specifically reproductive rights? Because you have really strong opinions there.
I
Like
do.
where did that come from?
I think that comes from. I think it comes from a lot of personal experience, a
Mm,
lot of negative experiences at the hands of men. And I think so many women have been through that.
mm,
So apparently it's 1 in 3 women have been sexually assaulted or whatever. But I actually personally feel like that's a lot higher. I think that's what they're estimating based on like reporting and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a lot higher. Every woman I know has had some kind of experience with that. And I think when, as a collective, women have been through this, we then hear men talking so sort of easily about like, oh, abortions, this and that, and like talking about our rights, our bodies, and potentially taking those rights away. I really struggle with that because I do think a lot of men, no offense to men at all, but I do think a lot of men could not walk a year in our shoes. You know, a year as a woman, they'd be like, oh my God, no, thank you, no. Like, I'm okay. Um, so I think it's really important that and I think a lot of women before us as well have fought for our rights. So
mm.
why are we just going to sit back and be like, yeah, cool, let men just walk all over us? And there's a lot. I'm trying to be careful to not be. My listeners know I'm a bit of a man hater. I'm open about it. But I'm trying to tread carefully because I know with a lot of men it's just a lack of information, a lack of conversation.
Mm,
Like they don't understand. I love these videos. If you've not watched them, by the way, go and Google this. These videos of like men trying out like a period simulator. Have you seen that?
yeah, I've
I
seen
love
it.
it. I watched one yesterday of like this little boy and he's like, my big sister like moans about her periods all the time. And I think she's just bullshit and I think she's exaggerating. So they put the like simulator on him and the girl went up to like level 3 out of 10 and he was like, no, you're lying. And she was like, well, your sister said she's about a 6 or a 7, so let's keep going. He couldn't cope. So
Why am I not surprised?
I just think for a lot of men it's a lack of information, a lack of awareness, a lack of which is why these conversations are important.
Mm,
But then there's also men that just want to put us down and we've talked about there's a whole manosphere
yeah,
situation. And I think for me, it's really important to just keep pushing, keep talking, keep pushing, keep sharing. And I know my Instagram followers, for example, get sick of me because I'm constantly sharing shit.
we love it. We're
But
not sick of it.
don't lie, you definitely muted me. Some people definitely have. But I just think it's important, like keep sharing and like keep, you know, letting people know what's going on in the world. I just think it's really important. We just need to keep the conversation going, keep pushing for women's rights because we are 50% of the population.
Just
Like
over, actually. We're
we
the
make
majority,
men,
yeah.
we make them,
And
we make humans. Like we're so important.
I think it's important to say, like, not all men, but it's always a
Yeah.
man. That's the kind of
Yes. Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like when you say you're like a man hater, obviously you say that in jest, but like it's not all men, but it is always at the hands of a man, which
Exactly.
is the point
It's
we're
too
trying to
many men for
make. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um, and I think something that really struck me as well is I've been dating guys who've been really sort of offended by my views, or not necessarily offended, but kind of like, oh, stop being so against men. One thing I really want to say, which I think is really important, is for men, if there's a woman that's really strongly feminist, really strongly fighting for women's rights, and she chooses you and she confides in you and comes to you, it should be a compliment because you're someone that's clearly trusted. She
Hmm.
sees you as a safe space. You're elite, mate. Like, take the compliment. Like, I think
Yeah.
some men are like, oh, it's offensive. And it shouldn't be. Like, if a woman is coming to you and trusting you, take the compliment and understand that women find you a safe space and start helping, start listening. Like, I think it's really important.
Yeah, 100%. The little things that men can do in their own circles, like when
Yeah.
your friend is making that light-hearted,
Banter.
banterous,
I love banter. There's a
misogynistic,
line.
same. You've got two quite fierce bantersauruses in front of you today, but like um it's choosing not to laugh. Like you don't have to be that
Yeah.
person who's like, oh, well, no one likes being that person,
Yeah.
but choosing not to laugh or like subtle behavioral changes that will
Yeah.
make your friend question whether or not how that joke landed or whether or not they should make that kind of joke again can be really powerful.
I agree.
Um, I think recently though, I've become quite aware of the like flippant man-hatery comments I make in public sometimes. So like I was in like
Well,
quite a like social environment recently and we were having like a couple of drinks or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I said something really flippant and like one of the men in the room was like, "Oh, that came across a bit man-hatery." And I was like,
you wouldn't like me then.
and well, I actually thought about it and I was like, I think he has a point. And I think sometimes, and something I'm trying to be a bit more conscious of is to not
Yeah.
like exclude men from those conversations
And
by
include them. Yeah.
by saying stuff like that. And obviously we're fueled by like personal experience, we're angry,
Yeah.
but actually we don't want to, we want to make it feel like for men that that they are an important part of the conversation. And again,
Yeah.
like you said before, allyship,
Hmm.
we can't progress without male allies. We
Yeah.
can't progress without men's support, men getting involved in the conversation. So I think, yeah, we need to be more aware of what we're saying and how we
Yeah.
speak about men
No, I think you've
sometimes.
got a good point. And I
Yeah.
think as well, it can be alcohol fueled as
Yeah.
well as experience
Yeah.
fueled. Like after a few drinks, I know me personally, I get way more confident after a few wines. And a couple of guys look at me the wrong way or try and chat me up at a bar and like knock into me and I'm raging. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're all, but yeah, we need to be more aware and because men, if you're listening, like we want you to be part of the conversation. Like, and let me tell you. I cannot tell you enough. Men that are part of the conversation and stand up with us, not necessarily even for us, just with us and listen and understand. Oh my God, how sexy is that?
I'm
I've said it
gushing.
on a podcast before.
Yeah.
Like, what are they calling Andrew Tate right now? The Prince of Dry Labia or something? Hilarious. And what is everyone thinking about Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Heaven. I
Yeah.
would do anything for that man. Like, I cannot tell you enough when it comes to foreplay or like you want women to fancy you, you want women to find you attractive, being open to the conversation, even just listening and being aware and standing with us and understanding, sexy. I'm with it.
It's so attractive. And I have a saying that I like to
Message
say,
me.
yeah, gaping wide on for men.
Too much. For me, that's too much. Too much.
No, but like there's also a saying that like don't share your body with someone who wouldn't fight for it. Like a really good
Yeah.
friend of mine shared that recently and like it got me thinking like the next if like we're single girlies dating like the next time you sleep with someone, if you were to question would this person actually
God.
stand up for your body or defend
Yeah.
your body politically? If the answer is no, just
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah. And I've actually covered this a lot in last week's episode about sex positivity. So if you haven't listened to that one, tune in. Tune
Give it a
in.
listen.
It's about choice. It's about who you choose to be sexually active with. That's a really bad phrase, but
Mm,
who you choose to be open to. And if you choose the right person and someone that's would, like you say, would fight for you, then the possibilities are endless. Like, I feel like
yeah.
when you're with the right person, from my sescapades, like you can open a door to like experimenting and being open and
Oh
being
yeah.
free.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's really important. Like, let's not waste our time on men that don't care about us,
Mm.
is what I would say. Which leads us quite nicely on to the next bit, which is
Mm.
any advice for the listeners. So I think that's quite a good bit of advice. Don't share your body with anyone that, you don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable with or you're not confident with. If a guy doesn't make you feel confident, it's a no. It's that simple. It's a no. Like, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
But any more advice? Abortion, women's rights, anything like that? Any advice you would
I
give?
think we've sort of touched on it as well, but I think the most powerful thing we can do as women on like a micro level is speaking to each other. So
Keep
yeah,
talking.
speak to your close friends, whether it's about your sexual experiences, your dating life,
Yeah.
any kind of like sexual health related issues, like the breaking down that stigma starts with having those tough conversations with the people that you trust and that are closest to you. And
Yeah,
that
conversation.
such a powerful tool. So if there's one thing you leave this like podcast with, it's like please speak to your friends and
Yeah.
start to like break down that judgment that way.
Yeah. Especially if you've got male friends, if you've got like a mixed group and there's males in the group that you trust, talk to them about stuff.
Yeah.
Make them aware because I think a lot of guys that have got a lot of sisters or, a lot of females in their close family kind of are a bit more aware, but there might be some men that aren't aware and they want to learn and they're open to it. Talk to them. Like if you've got male friends, talk to them. Make it less of a stigma. Like, let's stop hiding our tampons. Like, why
Yeah.
is everyone sneaking off in the office with the tampon in their pocket? Just walk with it. Like, we've got periods. It is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
be open, be honest. I know it can be embarrassing and that kind of thing, but it happens to 50% of the population. Like, let's try and be more where we can, open, honest, conversational. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I think this is one for you because I actually don't know. Is there any charities you'd recommend going to if people are in need or they just want advice or even if they want to donate and help or
Yeah, so Mary Stopes, that I mentioned them before, fantastic international charity, pro-choice, that
great.
support pregnant people. So definitely check them out.
Yep.
I think if you're wanting advice, as someone who's been through anything sensitive, whether it's kind of like assault or physical or emotional or anything like that, the Women's Aid free telephone line, which is open 7 days a week, for
Cool. I
them
didn't
for
know that.
any kind of yeah, professional or like therapeutic advice there.
Great. Love that. And if you want any more advice as well and you're listening and you want to chat about anything, please message.
Drop a comment.
We live together, so I can ask her if you've got any questions. Okay, great. So we're going to wrap up, guys. Feel like we could talk forever, but we're
We
getting to
really
the
could. I
end.
feel like we're just getting started.
Again, on that, if there's anything else you want us to deep dive into, we can do another episode potentially. We can deep dive into something if there's something people are wanting to
Hmm.
listen more to. It always goes too fast, but as always, we're going to do some little icks. I know
Ooh.
most of mine involve men, but we're trying not to be man-hating. So, we'll start with you. We'll start with the lovely guest of the show.
Do you know what? This is like, right, no one judge
Ridiculous.
me,
It could be
okay?
anything in life. What pisses you
Do
off?
you know what really gives me the ick?
Go on.
And like, it's when a man or anyone that I'm
No,
dating,
sorry. It's always when a man.
like
It's
anyone
always...
I'm dating, to be fair, even
No,
like
take the first two. It's
friends,
man.
even friends, right? Just
I'm
general
joking.
people I encounter, when they have like a really underdeveloped palate, like when it comes to food,
Well, I used to be
kind of
guilty of
gives me
that.
the ick. Like,
Oh
like
no.
if I'm on a date with someone and they're like, I'm like, should we get some olives to start? And they're like, I hate olives. And I know that comes
I
off
hate
just like,
olives.
really good thing we're not dating then.
Oh
It's just
no.
like, I think, I don't know, it just gives me the ick. And I know that comes
Fair
across
enough.
really pretentious, but like, I just think there's no excuse. And like,
Yeah.
I've dated people in the past where I've literally fed them
She's European, by the way.
half an olive every single day till they, like my ex-boyfriend gave him half an olive every day till he liked them. We ended up moving to Spain. He loved olives.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
There you go. I hate olives. I used to, do you know, but there is reasons for this. Let me just say, some people, it's their upbringing. So my mum used to give me pasta and cheese every day. Apparently, for a roast dinner, I wasn't allowed any of the good stuff. I had to have milk instead of gravy. I don't know. This is what I've been told. And I was brought up on such a limited palate. Like, is that the right word?
yeah,
Limited
yeah.
variation of food that I've grown up just wanting pasta and cheese. But I think the key is to being willing to try things.
Yes.
Like I know,
Yeah.
so when I met my ex-partner, who I'm still very, very close with, very extended palate, and I was like, nope, not eating anything. But it's like the willingness to try things, but knowing where your limits are. I know I'm
Yeah.
never going to try a prawn or mussels or oysters. It's not for
I'm
me.
gonna start feeding you an olive a day, I
Definitely
think.
not. But there's other things that I was like, well, do you know what? That's a vegetable, and I love vegetables. I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
You've got to just try within your means.
Yeah.
Just be
Just be
open-minded.
open to it.
In
Like,
life in general, be
this is
open-minded.
so bad. I remember I actually dumped a guy once because we were dating. We were in a bar and really nice, like small plates bar where like the menu was scribbled on a black chalkboard. And I was like, should we get the croquettes to share? And
Oh, love a cricket.
he was like, what's a croquette?
Sorry. Yeah.
He was like, what's the
Carry on.
croquette? And yeah, that was the last time I saw him. So yeah, that's a big ick of
Yeah, I
mine,
mean,
basically.
that's a fairly obvious food, I feel like.
Yeah, they sell
Like,
them frozen in Iceland. There's no excuse.
yeah. I mean, I was brought up very sheltered, but even I know what things are. There's some people in life that are very like chicken nuggets and beans every night.
I couldn't,
And
sorry.
no, I
And
know.
it doesn't even come down to class. Like, I was brought up working class as well. Like, it's just not,
And there's a time and
don't
a
play
place for
that
that,
card with
by the way.
me.
I love
Yeah.
corn chicken nugget, the
Mm,
veggie
yeah.
chicken nuggets.
Mm,
If I'm hungover, give me a bowl of them with some gravy.
yeah.
But it's like having an awareness that there's more sophisticated foods
Yeah.
out there that exist.
Yeah, just different foods that aren't beige. Yeah.
I met someone once that didn't know what Shiraz was. And I was like, I get if you've never tried it, fair.
Yeah.
But you know it's a wine. Like everyone knows that's a wine, right? Even if
Yeah.
you don't know it's a red wine, you know it's a please. Shiraz, what's that? No, no, no. Any more icks?
Do you know what else really gives me the ick?
Is this all men related?
It actually is. Um, when men wear socks without shoes, like boat shoes with no socks, and that the
Oh, shoes
idea.
without socks.
Sorry,
Oh
what did I
yeah, you
say?
said socks without shoes. It's like what?
Like
Blow your mind.
like their clammy
Blow the
feet,
Shiraz.
men's clammy feet in like
Oh
a boat shoe with no
yeah, sweaty feet.
socks.
Yeah, no. I also don't like those shoes in general though. I'm very much a guy in trainers kind of gal. I'm
Mm.
not for the finance bros. I'm
I like
sorry.
socks and sliders though.
I mean, okay.
I don't
I
mind
can
socks
deal
and
with that. I can
sliders,
deal with that. I
yeah.
can deal with that. I'm also, oh, that's one of my icks actually, is a gilet. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people
Mm.
wear them. I live in London, the finance bros, I
It's giving
can't.
posh
Sorry,
boy.
guys. I do apologize, but you've had your song, you've had looking for a man in finance. You've had your moment. It's not for me. I'm not about
Yeah.
the gilet.
What else are
I'm
your ex
just not.
then?
Okay, mine. Oh God. Oh, um, my icks are men not being aware of women's pain. This is a bit of a deeper one.
Oh, a big
So, like I
one.
mentioned, the period simulators,
Yes.
childbirth. I know a lot of women that have I can't say it. Endometriosis. There you go. And there's also another one beginning with endo that's I've got a friend who's got it and I can't remember what the word is, but women go through a lot of pain. And
Hmm.
I think men not being aware or not being supportive of that or being like, oh, you're exaggerating, you're chatting shit, that pisses me off. That's an ick for me. If I say I'm in pain, I'm in pain.
Yeah, that and
Like,
totally, and just like I think a le general lack of awareness for women's health issues, like
yeah,
cycles,
yeah.
or like,
But yet you want to sleep with a woman, reproduce with a woman, and
yeah,
potentially have a daughter. You need to understand,
yeah. Again,
you
that
know.
was such an attractive quality, actually, guys.
Just
That
yeah, being aware.
yeah,
Yeah. And I get it. Like some men, I've seen a lot of videos of like the boyfriend in the delivery room being like, oh, can't childbirth. Fair enough. Like, we wish we could be like that. If it was up to me,
yeah,
I'd be like, no. But like just being supportive at the same time and having an understanding and just being like, yeah, that was fucking hard. I couldn't even look at it. So God knows how you felt. Here's some
yeah,
chocolate and a
yeah.
bath and
Exactly.
like
That's it.
not going to press you to have sex, like have 3 months, have as long as you need, whatever. That kind of vibe is attractive, you know?
Yeah. What
Um,
else you got?
got a few.
Are they all men related, by the way?
They're actually not.
Oh, okay, go
The
on.
one that really gets me, and I forget to say this every episode, I'm like, there's some in my head, and I always forget. This one irks me every day of my fucking life. It's people on social media, no, on public transport. The wine's getting to me. Um, on social media, on their phones, and they just are scrolling so loud. You know when people scroll and they have the
I'm quite guilty
videos,
of that.
you Can I just say that's another ick actually. She does it in the evening watching TV and I have to leave the room. I have ADHD, I can't deal with two noises. I can't I told my dad off last night for this.
Do you know what it is? My headphones have been broken for months.
Excuse
And I
me.
just haven't
No,
replaced
I
them.
actually went up to someone on a
So
train once and went, headphones are £1. Shall I buy you some? I was angry. It's a bad day, guys. You've got no excuse. You can afford headphones. We're not having this. It irritates me, but also some people just do it like like for I can be on a train for 4 hours and it's like and I have that's why I lose it because I'm like, do you want me to buy you headphones? This is taking the piss. Like
you should just carry some spare ones on your person and
I
hand
nearly
them
did
out.
that once because you can get them from Poundland for £1. I was like, I'm just gonna get 10 pairs,
Have
take
them
them
on
out and just be
you.
like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so not me just looking at my notes. People not paying for line bikes. Can't stand that.
You can tell, can't you? Don't they like yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and do you know what really irks me as well is I've had guys drive a bike past me and be like, "You right, love?" or like, "Get tipped it," or something like that. Whilst on a line bike, first of all, you're on a line bike, shut up. But also, it's ticking. I know you haven't paid for it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
being
that's
really aggressive,
no,
but
no, no.
like, what? Where's the confidence coming from? The
Yeah.
audacity.
Mm,
Like, it's two. What is it? £2 for a line bike?
never been a one.
You get you. No, but it's literally like £2. Like you're chatting up women in the street, but you can't. You're not paying for it, and they know you've not paid for it. It's a bit like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, come on.
if you're gonna stop on your bike and be like, "Hey, miss, just to tell you you're really beautiful. Just wanted to stop and say that. Like, have a good
It
day."
would never happen like
So
that, would it?
nice,
But yeah.
stunning, and I'd be like, "Oh, do you need money for your line bike?" I probably wouldn't say that, but
Not some
if it
headphones
were.
though.
Exactly. But just the audacity of being like, "You're at love," and you're on a stolen bike. I can't. Pisses me off.
I just noticed I'm saved as Katriana House on your phone.
What do you
We've
want?
lived together for a year and I'm
Actually, I'm an
Katriana House.
activist. I can change it. Change it. That's all of mine. Do you have any funny ones? Like, I was gonna say
I think
loose
the
ones.
clammy feet and underdeveloped taste palette are my most prominent for sure.
I think one of yours used to be backs, men's backs, but I think you've got over it now.
Yeah, so I used to be really icked out by like back muscles, but specifically when like when guys will like pose and they'll be on their dating profiles and they'll be like posing in the mirror like this.
Oh, that's one. No, the dating
But
profiles.
they'll be like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
showing their wings and it makes me feel ill. And like our other housemate's boyfriend is just shredded and
Gonna love
like
that.
and
Also, on that note, my ick is pearl necklaces, if you're listening.
what?
Pearl
Pearl
necklaces. Do
necklaces.
you remember?
Really?
We'll talk
Like
about it after.
forgotten that.
I'll tell you after.
Um, yeah, but now that I'm progressing on my own gym journey and my own back muscles are appearing, I've changed my view there. So yeah, I take it back.
I do think it's an appreciation for the work that goes in, but I think what's might have given you the ick is the like dating profile pictures. I think
Yeah,
that's
true. That still
that's what
stands.
might have started it. Because for me,
Yeah.
going on Hinge or whatever has told me that 90% of men do not know what women want. Do not. I don't want to see a picture of you in the sea with a dolphin. I don't want to see you a picture of you
Or a
holding a
fishing.
fish. I don't want to see a picture of you on a
For
horse.
your back muscles. They're
I don't want to
gorgeous,
see a picture
hun,
of you like
but
this. I can tell from
no.
your general photos if you're ripped or not.
I also don't
I don't care.
I also find it so bait when a guy has a picture of a dog on their profile. Like, I know what you're trying to do,
They're
and it's
cute
not
though.
working. It's not working.
Oh, I've got another one. Oh, this has been
Go
a relevant
on.
one to me, and I'm quite good at calling this out actually, men think I'm a bitch because I'll be like, oh, we've matched, but it says this on your profile, not political. When a man's
Mm.
profile says not political, I'm like, is that because your privilege and politics don't affect you? That could be a whole nother episode.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that's
really
really,
good.
I feel like if you're not political, it's because you're not affected or you don't care enough about the people that are affected,
100%.
either or.
Yeah,
Like a lot of politics don't affect me, but I still care.
yeah.
But some do affect me, sadly, because I'm a woman and I have to be political, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I would
Man,
agree with that one.
as a man, be political, stand on something, get out the gym. We know you go gym, you don't take pictures.
And
Um,
understand our health issues.
yeah.
And eat olives.
No, cheers to olives. No, I'm not just. Well, we're gonna have to wrap it up there, guys. This has been the longest episode I've ever done. But thank you all for listening. And if you'd like another episode with the lovely Katriana, let me know. It's very easy. We live together. We can do an episode whenever you want. And if you want to deep dive into, let us know. And yeah, have a lovely day. Have a great week. Tune in next week. Share, like, subscribe. As always, feel free to follow either of us on Instagram if you haven't already. And have a glass of wine. Enjoy it. Talk more, communicate, share your views, and let's make the world a better place. That's what I've got to say.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys. See you soon.